Hey, Detective.
Great, the voice in my head is
It looks
back.
like you have the most freedom out of everyone right now. See if you can get a better look at the corpse. You might find something useful.
Easy for you to say. Somehow I thought Krisky will let me just waltz in
I'll
there.
try to set up a distraction for you.
Great, distraction. Like what? Blowing stuff up with your mind? Before I can think any more on the subject, a loud crash echoes from the coffee shop.
What happened?
I don't know, it sounds pretty serious though.
Great, just what I need.
Wow, thanks random voice. Guess I owe you one for this. Detective Gursky is currently in the main area because of that crash. If I move fast, I can probably get a quick peek at the crime scene again. I definitely don't have enough time to read the dev, but I can still check the body for clues. There's a tan line on Sarah's wrist, like she was wearing a watch or a bracelet or something. Maybe it came off when she was struggling against her attacker. I look around the room some more, but I can't find any sign of whatever she was wearing. The bathroom looks clean. There are no signs of a struggle at all. Weird. I certainly wouldn't just let someone stab me in the front without putting up some sort of a fight. I really shouldn't stay here any longer. I head back into the hallway. Detective Gursky is still nowhere to be seen. Looks like I made it out safely. Whatever happened was enough of a distraction, I guess. Still, it bothers me that the mysterious benefactor seems to know what I'm up to, but only some of the time. If it were someone in here with me, then all my moves would be readily obvious. But it seems more like someone who's regularly getting reports on what I've been doing. Someone inside the coffee shop must be communicating with someone on the outside. I need to figure out who it is. I guess I'll have to keep an eye out for someone who's communicating with the outside world frequently.
Oh, there you are.
Hey.
Something wrong?
No, nothing. I was just trying to stay out of your way in case anything bad happened. What was that loud noise anyways?
Just an accident.
I see. An accident, huh? I wonder what caused it. What do you know about biodev imaging?
I think they have something to do with medical stuff, but I'm not sure.
What was that loud crash earlier?
Oh, that? I just dropped some dishes. I was cleaning up and that guy Kizaki offered to help. When I handed him a tray loaded with dishes, I let go before he had a good grip on it, so it fell. Don't worry, nothing broke. Although it's weird, I really thought he had a grip on that tray, but it slipped anyway. It's almost like he did it on purpose. Although he's been acting pretty strange all day. Now that I think about it, I think he was watching that woman when she first came in. As soon as she came in, he kept staring at her. At first I thought he was just being a teenage guy and staring at women, but looking back on it, it seems like he was observing her. Do you think I should have reported him?
No, it's not a crime to look at another person. I wouldn't worry about it too much. Besides, didn't you say that the murderer has probably run away by now?
That's right. I guess I'm overthinking this. Thanks. Alright.
What do you know about biodev imaging?
Plenty, seeing as I work there. We're a medical group that creates artificial organs. There's a huge demand for organ implants, but there are very few available donors, and compatibility is always an issue. We make things like artificial lungs and bionic hearts.
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
It's more than impressive. We're saving lives.
What was that loud crash earlier?
Just those two kids dropping a pile of dishes all over the floor. Honestly, it gave me such a fright. I thought my heart was about to leap out of my chest. It's a miracle that no one was hurt. I noticed that boy pushed the girl out of the way just in time. He had some quick reflexes. I hope it helped.
Okay, Kisaki. what do you know about biodev imaging?
Biodev? That's a biological engineering company, isn't it? They specialize in body parts like artificial hearts and lungs and such. But lately they've expanded their research to trying to grow replacement organs from living cells.
Wow, you sure know a lot.
No, I just happen to know about them because they're a big deal at my school. They funded a good portion of the biomedical engineering program there, so their name is all over the place.
What was that loud crash earlier?
Oh, that? Well, I didn't have anything to do, so I decided to help Chance clean up the place. She handed me a tray loaded with dishes, and it was a lot heavier than I thought, so I kinda dropped it.
That's all for now.
Alright then.
Hey, detective. I heard you were asking around about someone named Sarah Blackmore. She's the victim, isn't she? I did some research, and it looks like she has an interesting history. In fact, I think I know why she was killed. The rumors among various sources say she's a corporate spy. She steals and sells top secret information. There are a lot of big name companies after her for what she's done. Her last job was at Auden Engineering, a company that specializes in growing organs from living cells.
Organs from living cells. Isn't that what biodev imaging is working on? Uh-oh. I see a
She
pattern.
resigned recently, saying she was pursuing a new direction in her life, but I'm guessing it's only because she obtained whatever information she was looking for. If she was supposed to meet up with someone to hand over information, she should have it with her, probably on a secure USB. It'll likely be disguised as something else that she can always keep on her person, like a keychain. If you can find it, you'll probably have your murderer.
I guess I'll have to keep an eye out for something that looks like a disguised USB drive. Like, that'll be easy. I can't help but feel uneasy about this though. My mysterious information source is being very generous. Somehow I don't think this person is just doling out information for free. There must be an ulterior motive. Let's just go to men's rest. Never mind then. Chose the wrong thing. Wanted to go into the men's restroom, but
Okay. Okay.
I didn't talk to him yet. Hallway. Let's just go in there. I look under the counter and dig around through the trash. There's a lot of duct tape in here. It looks like there's a bit of red paint stuck to one of the pieces. At least I think it's red paint. There's also a brown smudge on it. I better not touch any of this. If I leave my fingerprints on it, I'm sunk. The bathroom is surprisingly clean. There's a pile of duct tape trash. Oh, in a trash can. I mean, I see a little red thing. The fingernail. Or paint, whatever, fake nail. I find a lot of duct tape in the garbage can in the men's restroom.
Duct tape?
Yeah, a whole bunch of it. Like it was used, like someone used it and dumped it there.
Perhaps the killer used it to restrain Sarah.
Chen says that Kizaki was watching Sarah.
Watching her? Like a stalker or something?
I guess so.
I wonder why she didn't mention this before.
She said she just remembered.
Interesting. If he was watching her, then he probably knows something. But since he came here first, he must have been expecting her to come here. That means she definitely came here to meet someone. Try to find out how he knows about that.
And how will I figure that out?
Why don't you just ask him?
Really?
I get the feeling you'll get something interesting if you ask.
I think Sarah is a corporate spy.
Really? What makes you think that?
I did some research on her. I borrowed Kisaki's computer and looked her up online.
And?
She used to work at Autumn Engineering, a company that specializes in growing organs from cells, and biodev imaging is currently trying to expand to do the same thing. She just resigned from Autumn Engineering and now she's working for biodev imaging. You yourself said that she was just a secretary, so clearly she's not working for these companies because she has a specialized skill set needed for the line of work. She's probably after something that biodev imaging has.
That's one possibility.
One possibility.
The key here is to figure out who she's working for. For instance, she could have been working for biodev imaging, by stealing information from Auden Engineering. If it's like that, then this could be a move by Auden Engineering to retrieve information before it winds up with Biodev Imaging. Or, conversely, she could have been working for Auden Engineering and stealing information from Biodev Imaging. In that case, anyone from Biodev Imaging now becomes a primary suspect. Of course, that doesn't rule out other motives, but this seems like the most logical one. Corporations like this are cutthroat at best. It's always a race to see who can get results the fastest so they can get a larger market share or government grants. Rather than work together, they do whatever it takes to get ahead of the competition. And when they can't be vindicated through lawsuits and manipulation of the laws, they'll resort to darker practices. Looks like it's time to learn more about Auden Engineering. Alright.
Back to the main area. No, glad die the next time I come back here, right? What do you know about Auden Engineering?
Is it a car company?
Never mind. I guess that's all I want to talk to
Okay.
right now. I wish I can just comb my hair out
Okay.
and highlight the bottom things. I'm not pressing L1 to go back. Stay here. What do you know about Auden Engineering?
Those 2-bit scientists? They couldn't deduce their way out of a paper bag. Everyone in the industry knows that all they do is manipulate the government to make laws and hand out grants in their favor. If they spent half the time they spend on bribing politicians on doing something useful like research, they'd probably have the cure for cancer by now.
I see you're not a fan.
Companies like Biodev Imaging are trying to do some real good, but we have to keep playing games with Auden Engineering just to get a place on the map. It's utterly ridiculous. I hope it helped.
Whatever. So, why were you following Sarah around?
What? I wasn't following her. We just happened to come in here at the same time.
Strange, when I mentioned her name earlier, you didn't even know who she was. If you tell me what happened, maybe I can help you.
I'm really not allowed to talk about it.
Why can't you talk about Sarah? Kisaki glances around the room before he speaks.
It's not safe. I'm probably already in trouble just for telling you that much.
He leans in and lowers his voice.
Please, be careful.
If you think I'm going to let it end with just that, you're wrong. In case you haven't noticed, someone is dead. Someone is dead and you might have information that can help us figure out who the killer is. I am not going to accept some ridiculous answer like I can't talk about it right now.
But I...
No excuses. I grab Kisaki by the collar of his shirt and drag him into the side hallway.
Whoa, where are you two going?
The bathroom. I glare at Kisaki. He nods quickly in agreement.
Yeah, just going to the bathroom.
You're going in a pair? I thought only women did that sort of thing.
Just let us go.
Fine, go ahead. Just don't do anything stupid. I don't have enough handcuffs for everyone.
Warning duly noted. I open the door to the bathroom and Kisaki follows me timidly.
I'm not allowed.
Not allowed? Someone is dead, Kisaki. Do you not comprehend this? I don't care if you have some embarrassing secret or you made a promise or it's a matter of pride or anything like stupid like that. All I care about is figuring out who killed this woman. Stop being so stubborn and just tell me what you know. Are you going to talk or not? Kisaki stares down at his hands before letting out alongside.
Auden Engineering.
What about them?
They're my current employer.
Current.
I work for an agency that specializes in information and investigation. I suppose you could call us private investigators. Sarah Blackmore recently stole some sensitive and important data from Auden Engineering. We were hired to retrieve it and find out who was buying it from her in the first place. We figured the drop point would be here, so I came here ahead of time to watch the handoff. At first, I thought you were supposed to be her contact, so I didn't want to tell you anything.
Does Detective Grisky know about this?
I think he has a rough idea. Our agency has had dealings with the police before. I don't think he approves of our methods very much, though.
Methods?
Well, we may or may not use techniques branded as unscrupulous. Specifically, concerning the manner in which we receive certain information from various electronic sources.
So you're hackers.
What? No, of course not. Well, I'm not at least. I'm the footwork guy. I do a lot of the physical investigation, like coming here today.
So when you said that you had a job as an errand boy, this is what you meant?
Pretty much.
I suppose your agency's really in a state of panic right now, huh?
Yeah, we're really scrambling right now. Even though Sarah's dead, we still don't know who she was selling to or where the USB drive holding the information is.
Seems like everyone's after that USB drive. I wonder what she even stole anyway. It must have been a pretty big deal for people to want it this badly.
Can I go now?
What?
I really should get back. People might start getting suspicious otherwise.
Sure, you can go.
Thanks.
Wow, what an odd kid. He seems much too polite and awkward for this line of work. Then again, I suppose his awkwardness makes him seem less suspicious. I wonder how he even got roped into doing this in the first place. It doesn't seem like something he'd readily volunteer for. They need to just put a whole list of everywhere I can go.
Hey, can we talk about something for a bit?
Hell no. Sure, what's up?
Well, I don't really know if it's my place to say it, but I think I know who the killer is.
You do?
I've been thinking about what happened, you see, and there's something we missed. We keep thinking that it has to be someone here, but what if it's none of us?
What do you mean?
Well, even though I got here at 2 o'clock, what if the killer got here before me? He could have been hiding in the bathroom and I'd never know it. There's an exit door in the men's room. He could have used that to escape after he killed that woman.
That's what we were thinking earlier, but at the same time, it seems a little far-fetched that the killer is just some random person who hid in the bathroom. That's a good idea, you're probably right.
I'm glad you think so. I was worried that it might not make any sense.
What do you know about Autumn Engineering?
They're the leaders in the industry, but some people claim they steal ideas from other companies. On the flip side, Autumn Engineering has claimed repeatedly that other companies steal from them. In fact, they were just about to make a pretty big announcement, but it was suddenly pushed back for some reason. Personally, I think they're just a target of criticism because they're the biggest. They may not be perfect, but they're no worse than any other company.
That's all for now.
Then.
Alright, detective. Reporting in for duty. I heard mixed reviews about Autumn Engineering.
How so?
Ms. Bergstrom claims that they do nothing more than manipulate law and bribe politicians. She clearly not impressed by their business practices.
No surprise there. She has a major stake in a rival company, after all. What about the others?
Kisaki says that Autumn Engineering has come under fire for stealing from other companies, but they claim they're the ones being stolen from.
Naturally. And what does Chance think about all of this?
She thinks they're the car company.
Oh.
Yeah.
Keep digging.
Can I go in here now? As I entered the bathroom, I nearly ran into Miss Bergstrom. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
Miss Bergstrom shifts uncomfortably and fiddles with her watch for a moment. What are you doing in here anyway?
I had to use the restroom, and the women's one is off limits, naturally. Don't worry, I'm done.
Do you mind if I ask you a question?
I suppose it depends on the question.
I was just wondering why you decided to work for biodef imaging. It seems like it's really important to you.
When I was younger, my father passed away due to heart failure. It was genetic. and there was nothing we could do to stop it. I wished there was a way to save him, but there wasn't any viable technology at the time. I work for biodev imaging because we're doing things for people. We're saving lives.
Alright, Darman.
If no one else has to go through what I went through, I'll be happy. But even though we're doing our best, big companies like Otten Engineering are only in it for the money. I can't stand those greedy people who have nothing but their own interests at heart. I will never forgive them.
She sighs sadly and shakes her head.
I suppose that's just how the business world works, though. Kill or be killed, no?
Am I still down there? Okay. Thought it would be gone. Let's get out. Anything else to talk to y'all about? No?
Okay.
Already talked to, Gursky.
I see. I see. I see.
I'm not. What the hell? Oh no, quick. No, Kisaki, chance of sitting near me, sending text to someone on her phone. I wonder what she's saying. That's all? Okay.
Cool.
Can I ask her who she's talking to? Who are you texting?
Huh? Oh, my boyfriend.
Didn't he break up with you?
That was a different boyfriend.
Right. Sorry.
This one's a lot better. He's much smarter, and he gives me anything I ask for. Even if he's a little bit older than me, I still love him.
Sounds more like she picked up a sugar daddy rather than a boyfriend.
I'm telling him everything that happened today so he can comfort me and help me feel better.
That's stupid. Are you sure it's okay to just tell him about it?
Of course it is. I wouldn't be able to stay this calm otherwise.
Yeah, but you're kinda at a crime scene. I'm fairly certain that the police wouldn't want you broadcasting the details of a murder before they even solve it. Don't you think you're being a little too reliant on him? You're making it sound like you can't cope on your own.
You'll understand one day when you get a girlfriend of your own.
What?
You've never dated anyone before, have you?
Well, no, but
Then you don't know what it's like.
fair enough. So she's definitely telling someone about everything going on in here, but somehow I doubt her boyfriend is the one giving me random hints. I suppose I should keep looking.
Alright.
Miss Bergstrom is working away on her smartphone, firing off one email after another. She must be pretty serious about her job. Who are you emailing?
Why do you want to know?
I'm just curious. I'm kind of surprised you're still working at a time like this.
The world doesn't stop spinning just because one person died.
Yikes, that's a cold outlook. Even if it is accurate.
If you must know, I'm emailing some partners in Germany, finishing a draft of a new policy for some of my coworkers, and rearranging my schedule to make up for a meeting I'm missing right now.
You know German? Or are they English speakers? You sound busy.
I am. So, if you could leave me alone, I'd really appreciate it.
Right, sorry. Well, she's definitely writing a lot. She's clearly isn't paying any attention to anything that's going on here. I suppose Miss Business isn't the one spying on me. Better keep looking.
Good to know.
Kisaki is still working on his laptop. Does this guy ever take a break from homework? He keeps pausing. It looks more like he's chatting on the instant messenger. Interesting. Who are you chatting with online?
Who? My sister?
Your sister?
Yeah, she and I are really close, so I always go to her for advice. I just needed someone to talk to. It's not weird, is it?
Of course not. It makes sense that you'd want to talk to family when something like this happened.
Do you have a sister too?
Not exactly.
Not exactly. So are you an only child then?
My sister died 3 years ago.
I'm so sorry.
It's fine. It's not like it was your fault or anything.
If it's not too personal a question, can I ask what happened?
She was shot once in the chest. She died on a collapsed lung long before the paramedics arrived.
Did they ever catch the guy who shot her?
No.
I'm sorry.
Just forget I said anything, okay? That's all for now. So I got what I tell him about everything I
Hey,
Just-
detective.
learned. What? Oh hey, did somebody voice his back? It's been a while. I was starting to get
I'm
worried.
afraid I don't have much more I can offer you. You're on the inside, so you have all the keys. I know you've seen more than the rest of us can see. Try to remember. The last piece of the puzzle is there. Good luck.
Good luck. That's it? I'm not sure whether or not I should be offended that my mystery friend seems to have ditched me. But the truth is that even if I have a fragment of Sarah's death, it's a lot more than anything else we've got so far. I shut my eyes and focus on the last thought that Sarah had. I can't breathe. I can't open my mouth. There's something on my face. It's stopping me from breathing. Is it a gag? No, it's actually holding my mouth shut. It's tape. I can smell it. The flower scent of the bathroom is strong, but it smells like duct tape. I twist my hands so they're also taped too. There's someone here with me. Someone's holding me down while I'm struggling. I can feel fingernails digging deep into my skin. One of them bends. It digs into me. I twist around and I can feel it snap against my skin. That's it. That's the missing piece. I rush to the bathroom and quickly look into the trash can. Sure enough, there it is, stuck to the pile of duct tape. The thing I thought was a bit of red paint is actually a broken fingernail. The smudge next to it must be blood. I have my proof. I know who the killer is. I need to speak with Detective Krisky. I head back into the hallway, but he's nowhere to be found. I can hear his voice. I found Detective Gursky in the main hallway, taking down everyone's contact information. Detective!
Whoa, hey, I'm just getting everyone's number so we can call you later on.
No need for that. I figured it out.
Really?
Really. All the eyes in the room are suddenly focused on me.
What?
You mean you know who the killer is?
You figured it out?
Well, I figured out the major bits at least.
Well, you're going to need to fill in the gaps before you try to sell this as the absolute truth, but I'm willing to listen. Let's go over what we know, starting with the timeline. You arrived around noon, so you were here before everyone else.
Right?
Of the rest of the people here, who arrived at the coffee shop first?
That was Chance. You came in around 2 to work, right?
Sure did.
Alright, who came in after her?
It was the victim, Sarah. Oh, actually, shoot. It was Kisaki, actually, and then... He even saw Chance cleaning all the espresso machines after she's argued with her manager.
That's right. The manager sounded pretty angry with her. He said she messes up like this too often.
Oops.
Alright, and after Kizaki, who came in?
The victim, Sarah. Chance and Kisaki both saw her come in.
And after that, but sometime before 2:40, Sarah was murdered. Then Miss Bergstrom came in and found you with the body.
Yeah. Then there was all the yelling and accusing and all the other stuff.
So how was the victim killed?
When did you come in first off? She was suffocated.
With what?
Duct tape. The culprit used it to bind her as well as seal her mouth and nose. After she died, the killer removed the duct tape and threw it away in the men's bathroom.
That makes sense. But what about the knife?
It was meant to incriminate Chance. The culprit overheard her argument with her manager, so he or she knew the kitchen would be empty. After Sarah died, the culprit removed all the tape, snuck into the kitchen, stole a knife, and stabbed Sarah with it.
So who do you think the true culprit is?
if I choose Detective Gursky, I get the bad ending where he arrests me. It was Miss Bergstrom.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, I'm positive.
What? That makes no sense. Why would I do something like that?
Sarah stole from Biodev Imaging and you wanted revenge. But Sarah stole from Autumn Engineering for you, but something went wrong with the deal.
You think I'd do something as dirty as hiring a corporate spy?
I glance over at Kisaki, but he doesn't make eye contact. Well, let's put it this way. I have a testimony that Sarah did in fact steal information from Autumn Engineering. And considering the situation, I believe that she came here to deliver that information. The USB drive that held that information is nowhere to be found, which leads me to believe that whoever she was supposed to meet with did meet up with her. Biodev Engineering is still a new face in the live cell marketplace. I'm sure a little kickstart from the competition's research file couldn't hurt. You're the only person here with ties to Biodev. Do you wish to deny asking Sarah to steal information for you?
In case you forgot, I was the last person in. Sarah was already dead by the time I got here.
Yeah, that wasn't your first time here today. You came here before Chance arrived. You come here often enough that you know her shift starts, so you came here before she did, so she wouldn't see you. You hid in the bathroom to wait for Sarah. When you heard Chance and her manager arguing, you suddenly got the idea to frame Chance. You knew the manager and Chance would both be out of the kitchen, so it was the golden opportunity to plant information or evidence that only Chance should have access to. You killed Sarah as planned, then removed all the duct tape, planted the knife, and escaped through the door in the men's room.
That sounds like a solid theory, but then why did she bother to come back? Isn't it more incriminating for her to return?
That's what's been bothering me for a long time, but I thought about it, and I finally understand why she came back. Your false nails.
What?
I found one in the bathroom already, stuck to a huge pile of duct tape that you used to kill Sarah. She fought hard when you restrained her and your nail broke off in a struggle. Unfortunately, you didn't notice until you had escaped. You replaced it with the new one, but then you noticed that you were bleeding. The police would know The police would now have your DNA as proof that you were the murderer. With Sarah's line of work and her recent job, they were bound to consider you a suspect at some point in time. You knew you had to get rid of it immediately. You couldn't return through the emergency exit, so you had to take a chance and come in from the front. Unfortunately, you came back. I had already discovered the body, so you decided to try to frame me instead. Jennifer stands in shock for a few. Who the hell is Jennifer? With a sudden burst of energy, she pushes me aside and races for the door.
Wait!
Kisaki races after her and grabs her by the wrist.
Let go of me!
She spins around and slaps him in the face. He winces and stumbles back a few steps. Are you alright?
I'm fine.
Miss Bergstrom is already heading towards the front door, but Detective Gursky steps in her path.
That's enough.
She skids to a halt and desperately searches the room for another exit, but I'm already blocking the passage to the hallway. She sighs and shakes her head
I'm
resignedly.
such a fool. Running is the biggest proof of guilt, no? I suppose I should have seen this coming. Fine. I confess. It's just as you said.
She pulls up her sleeve and unstraps the watch around her
This
wrist.
is the USB drive. Everything on it belongs to Autumn Engineering.
Detective Gursky takes it from her with a nod. Why did you even do it in the first place?
That greedy woman came to me today saying that someone else had offered her even more money for the information that I hired her to steal. She said that I'd have to pay a much higher price if I was still interested, and that I should meet her here to make the exchange.
What she says over email or text message, I wouldn't say it to your face. I got a better offer. So what are you gonna do? Stab me and take my stuff that I brought?
People like her are the reason the world is hurting so much. Because of her greed, dying people are being denied the care they need. She got what she deserved.
How can you say that?
What?
You have no right to decide who deserves to live and who deserves to die. You spoke so fondly of saving lives and doing good in this world, but you were so quick to shed the blood of another. You say that it's for the greater good, but it was really just for yourself, wasn't
I
it?
just thought that...
Her voice trails off. I opened my eyes slowly, struggling to maintain my composure. I know you thought you were doing the right thing, but there is nothing in this world that would make the weight of killing someone go away. You're going to spend the rest of your life with that burden that's really trying to find a way to make the guilt disappear. I'm sorry. Outside the window, a police car with flashing lights pulls up. A Detective Grisky pulls out a pair of handcuffs and snaps them gently on Miss Burstrom's wrist before leading her outside. I sink down into a chair and I lean back. I feel so drained. I wish I could just go to sleep and not wake up for at least a year. Kisaki?
Yeah. Well, no. I mean, actually, my name is Naoki.
Naoki, huh? You look different.
That's sort of the point. Of a disguise, I mean.
Why did you put Kisaki and scratch it down at Naoki? Replace Kisaki with Naoki. A disguise. He may have changed his appearance, but he doesn't seem to have changed his personality at all. It looks like the whole shy guy thing wasn't an act. In fact, he seems even more shy now. Oh, was there something you wanted?
Yes, actually. We need to talk.
About what?
We have a little bit of a problem with this case.
A problem? What do you mean?
Well, the job I was originally given was to retrieve the USB drive and to find who wanted the information from On Engineering in the first place.
The police has the USB drive now, so it's that good as safe, and Miss Bergstrom already confessed to hiring Sarah. What's the problem?
Miss Bergstrom said that Sarah claimed someone else was interested. If this third party really is after the info, we need to know.
A third party is involved. I suppose that would explain why Sarah had an ID for biodepth imaging. She was likely hired to steal information or research from them as well. Still, all this corporate backstabbing doesn't really have anything to do with me, and I'd really like to get away from this place as soon as possible. Well, that's all very interesting, but I don't see why you're bothering to tell me any of this.
We think your ability might be useful in figuring out the third party.
I quickly glanced around the coffee shop. Everyone else has gone already, but I lowered my voice anyways. How you know about that?
You're not the only one with extra abilities, you know.
So you?
I have a perfect memory. I remember everything around me. Sights, sounds, smells, everything. Once I experience it, I remember it forever.
So earlier when I asked you about what this place sells to see if you were really a regular here.
I lied. I've never been to this coffee shop before in my life. I can recite the entire menu for you if you want, though.
That won't be necessary. I suppose I should have been suspicious when you answered so specifically. Our normal customer would say something like $1 or $2 rather than give the exact price.
It's really useful for missions where I have to follow and observe.
I suppose I have to thank you for the whole voice in my head giving me information about Sarah as well.
Actually, that was my boss.
Your boss? So you're the one who was leaking information about me. All that time chatting online, you were just telling your boss what I was up to.
Guilty as charged. But it really would be a good thing if you could work with us. Would that be okay with you?
I don't know. I'd really rather have as little to do with this as possible. And honestly, I don't know why your boss thinks you need my help anyway.
You've got it all wrong, Detective.
Aki!
At the entrance of the cafe stands a figure stunningly similar to Naoki, well, except for a couple obvious differences. A young girl trolls at her side, peering cautiously into the cafe at me. Aki, am I to assume that you're the boss that Naoki speaks of?
Guilty as charged.
She smirks as she looks She smirks as she looks me over, sizing
It
me
would
up.
really mean a lot if you agreed to work with us. But just so you're clear, we don't need your help. You need ours.
And that was Jisei. I don't know if I'm gonna go back and get the other ending. And it might just be one other ending where I get arrested at the very end. But yeah, little short game. I thought it was nice. And I see they recently just came out with I don't know if it's a direct sequel, but a sequel to this game that I bought, that I'm playing next. Alright, let's see what the epilogue is.
Hey, it's me.
Oh yeah, third party's chance. She killed me that last time. Nah.
I'm afraid I couldn't get the USB that you wanted. There was a little bit of complication with the handoff. Some woman from Biodev killed Sarah before I could get to her, and the police confiscated the USB as evidence. Yeah, I know. I do have something that might cheer you up, though. I think I ran into someone you've been looking for.
Short epilogue. But yeah, I hope the second game expands on this. But yeah, that's all. See you next time.